We are the Greylings, an asymmetrical but not quite atypical family.
This is my sister Lexi. She loves to sing, dance, snowboard, mountain bike, but most of all loves to argue, especially with me.
My brother Maddox, an often injured 15-year-old, who is a passionate snowboarder, skater, mountain biker, and all-around pain in the butt.
Our mother, Vicky, a fiery French Canadian who is always on the go. Whether she is running, hiking, mountain biking, snowboarding, or walking around our local lake with her favourite family member, Carlos the dog.
Finally, there is Father Simon, an immature boy in a middle-aged dad bod, still not willing to give up on his dreams of surf stardom, even though he is injured more often than his son.
We have packed it all into a small camper and have decided to have a crack at trucking around Oz.
Follow us one argument at a time.
Don't be a wuss.
I don't want to.
Come on, harden up, princess. Tell me what it tastes like.
Oh, I guess it'll probably taste like salt.
Is it salt? Is it delicious? Is it burning?
It's really salty.
You're gonna bottle it.
We had to run away from Nessie. She was trying to chase us.
What a weird thing to build in the middle of a lake. Pretty cool though. The Loch Ness Salty Monster. Wow. So that happens
So there's these little grass
during dry times, thick as your thumb, and appear starfish-like in there. Fronds. Starfish-like in their thousands. Oh yeah, like that.
and then they
Lexi found one.
crystallize.
I was trying to capture.
Oh my god, the fact that he's a freaking annoying person to
The
walk
flies
with,
are attacking me.
that
Yeah.
he like stop in front of you, look at them.
Oh, sorry, Mum. Jeez, I was going to say that. That's so uncalled for.
Wow.
And you're yelling at me.
Stay back. Farting next to my sandwich.
Wow.
That was...
What are you guys so excited about?
What are you excited about?
I'm excited about, and I take the shot.
Yeah, you can pull that off.
Excited about. I'm gonna give you some light, hang on.
That won't work.
Oh, we won't be able to see it.
What just happened to the music? The watching interfered.
This little nut here, this little bit there,
Fell off?
we'd lost it. And we drove in a few stores in Adelaide to try to find, and we went to Bunnings, and we went to
That was it, really.
Bunnings, we went to
Harvey Norman,
Barbecues
two
Galore,
barbecues galores.
we went to the
A
Weber
Weber
store, and then they were like, nah, you need to get it mailed to you, you need to ring the Weber shop.
Which is quite difficult when you don't have a fixed address.
But they were absolute legends. You can't put that back on. And someone had ordered the part that's on, but they didn't need the nut, so they got the nut off it and express posted to us to Marion Bay at the very bottom of the York Peninsula. And they didn't even charge me a cent for free. And it came in this morning. So now we can use a Weber.
And at the first point, we sausages and halloumi because we don't want to cook inside. It's pretty exciting. Hey, Dad?
The best moment of my life.
Wow. The guy.
What about when me and Maddox were born?
This is way better.
What do you think of that, Mum?
I think that the guy at the Marion Bay Post Office this morning,
I was very
he
confused.
did not understand why I was so excited about this letter and this little piece of hardware. He was like, it's alright, I've got your letter. You can calm down now.
Anyway, we get to use the Weber again.
Look, I know Mum said little piece of hardware just now, but I heard little penis of hardware. Whoa!
That's because you've been a dick.
Melrose, South Australia, the entry to the Flinders Ranges, as we were told. Actually, it's the oldest town in the Flinders Ranges, we found out, and much like many of the towns we came across in South Australia, very historic, a lot of wartime memorabilia to be discovered and read, beautiful old buildings. One in particular that was jaw-dropping was the old brewery, which I'll show some footage of later. But all in all, just a glorious little town. 2 pubs, a bike shop and a cafe. Just below Port Augusta there, at the foothills of Mount Remarkable.
So,
Got to make sure we get some good footage of the map in case we get lost.
yeah.
Because clearly this map is extremely detailed.
Very detailed. It's got a township, caravan park.
What do you think it used to say here? I wonder how many hours it used to take. People were probably fitter, and it probably used to be like 3 hours. Now it says 5. Anyway, we're going to go for a bit of a walk and see where we can go with the dog.
Something to remark about Mount Remarkable is the difficulty that you'll have trying to walk your dog there. Mount Remarkable itself is a national park, so that was a no-go. And the mountain bike park, which is what we were there to actually see, it is on private property, but the private property is still an active sheep station, and they ask that you don't take dogs on their property, presumably because they don't want the dogs chasing the sheep. So we found it remarkably hard to find somewhere for Carlos to stretch his legs. So Melrose has got a pretty awesome little mountain bike park. Like I said, it's on a private property, which is really cool to see. I don't know how they get around the insurance loop in South Australia, but you'd never see that in good old Vico. I should also point out that there is plenty of walking to be had here, just not much walking to be had with a dog. The town consists of a couple of pubs and pretty much this bike cafe and bike shop, and the bike shop for such a small tiny town in the middle of nowhere is extremely well stocked. Huge fleet of hire bikes, pretty much everything you need to get out there and explore what Melrose has to offer.
Dodging bullets. Told this is the best trail here to ride. Did a lap of it just before. It's the first time I've been on a bike really since December 2021. I've hired an e-bike for the day at the suggestion of my wife that the trails would be fun on an e-bike. I've done 1 lap of this and it was quite fun, so now I'm doing another and we'll GoPro it and see how much of a kook I am after having not really ridden a bike for quite some time. I'm also going to give you some really horrible commentary that I know will annoy the crap out of Vicky. But anyway, trying to figure out the e-bike is interesting. I'm not quite sure exactly when the motor kicks in. Seems to be.
I'm actually going to do some self-editing here, which is really strange because I do love the sound of my own voice. But for anyone that wants to see the whole hot lap of dodging bullets, I think we might post that video separate because it is over 20 minutes long and I do waffle on a bit. So we might just throw a few little clips of the hot spots in here and a bit of riding with me and Vicky and leave it at that.
Maybe down now. Let's see. I do find that this is a heavier bike to ride. It also has 29-inch wheels, which I'm not used to. A little sketchy rock gardens. Fun bit of trail though. Little jump to flat, there's quite a few of those. And then up and over the sheep grate, and then we're back on the up. Anyway, Melrose. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? This is a fun little section with a weird little tube roll thing. I would have liked that to be a nice big berm so you could plant that. You could probably jump this, but I guess you roll into there. Oh, front end down, nearly lost it. Should have put it in the berm, Simon, not the middle of the trail. Little step down, buy a bike. I don't really want to have to buy. Not so good. Does eat up the bumps though, 29-inch wheels, I like them. I know I'm going to get in trouble from Vicky for this commentary, because I probably sound like an idiot. Little sniper rock there in the middle. And that's the end of that. Climb back up and out. Just be tricking. Oh, here's another jump to flat. Suck that up. Back tyre hitting in the ass. Oh yeah, there's the sheep. Bar black sheep. Ain't no black sheep there. I went through a bit. Oh god, they stink. Oh well. Oh yeah, this takes you down. Another jump to flat coming up. Boom. There's no landing. It'd be nice if there was a landing. Through this little building, you've got another jump to flat. Do a nice big berm. Do a little. GoPro advantage? No, not GoPro. E-bike advantage.
Yeah.
When your husband is stupid and comes out with a GoPro with a flat battery.
He's a bit of a rookie. Like, he came back from his ride this morning, plugged the GoPro because it was flat. My guess would be didn't make sure that the USB end of the charger was actually plugged in.
No, but it plugged because I turned it on and watched the video. I watched what I record
Anyway,
and then I
flat.
turned it off.
So
Anyway.
I sat here while he rode with his e-bike.
Under 10 minutes. I'm gonna have to say to you like I say to Lexi, drop your outside pedal.
The e-bike.
I was saying if you came off the side you wouldn't be stopping.
No, and that's probably what freaked me out, is that rock was this high and I didn't have a lot of speed, and then I thought if I miss this and my momentum go that way, I'm like,
Having a roll.
see you later.
There's nothing wrong with having a roll. In the hay. A roll in the hay. Oh, big jump. God, your confidence is down.
Well, I don't like you following me at the best of times. And now you're following me with a camera and an e-bike. So you just like criticize me all the time. So you're like your little wisdom feedback that's constant, that pissed me off. So
I only said one thing. I said drop your outside pedal. That was my only wisdom.
that was within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Because
Well, I don't know, you said you comment to yourself, darling, and stuff your mouth. Oh, I don't like riding with you.
why?
You're annoying.
You don't like feedback from me.
You just don't like. Okay, it's like that with the kids. Your constructive feedback. You know, when we're having a leisure ride on a Sunday, I'm not here to get better. I'm just here to enjoy myself. So how about you just put a freaking.
Wow.
Are you annoying?
Good content there.
Go.
Really?
Go.
Wow. You've cracked it. It looks better filming someone from behind, you know.
Just like your mouth then.
I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, you're confident.
Very pretty. You're pretty.
When I'm smiling.
Yeah. riding up a dry creek bed, and that is a beautiful old tree right there. Anyway, thought we'd get some footage of the lovely pedal up Weaving Camel. Vicky's guess why it's called Weaving Camel is because it's in a dry creek bed. Camels, water, all that stuff. And she just told me I don't need to comment all the time and I should just shut up. So I will do exactly that. The light is beautiful right now. Jacker Brothers Brewery in 1877 was here in this old building, and in 2022 is being revamped, and they've got a wood-fired pizza oven back there.
They've got an indoor setting.
Bunch of fire pits, and then there's a guest house here and a cellar door down below.
What's this, mate?
Waffles.
Waffles.
Ridiculousness.
And it's got like pistachio nuts and stuff.
Oh my
It's got
God.
pistachio
Fairy
floss. What
floss.
does it taste like?
Oh my god, it looks like.
It went all in. I hope it tastes nice.
I'm excited now.
Could I try?
So we've just packed and we're ready to go, and we've just looked on the map thinking it was a 4-hour drive to Cooper Pedy. Don't know where we got that information from. How long is it to Cooper Pedy, baby?
Well, according to this, it's 8 hours and 13 minutes.
Got a big day then, kids.
I think it's tripping, but we better get it on.
So I have my friend Siri here, who's giving me a way to Cooper Pedy from Melrose. She's telling me we'll be there at 7:40.
kilometers, turn right onto Augusta Highway.
And apparently it's a 7.5, I don't know if you'd see that, 7.46 hours we've got left. Now, turn my other mate on here, good old Navman. And Navman has a different idea, and the overview is saying that it's 5 hours and 21 minutes. What do you think, driver?
I think they both think the Stewart Highway is closed, but the South Australian government on their road closure website says it's open. So
Simon unhappily has just turned around, and we are going back to Port Augusta to put fuel. Hang on. What do you have to say, driver?
waste of time.
You know what would have been a bigger waste of time? Waiting for 3 hours on the side of the road for
It would have
someone to
been
pick
more
us
than
up.
3 hours.
So the kids and I have trauma here that you need to account for, right?
That's why I turned around. Trauma. That's not real trauma.
We haven't
That's
turned
not
trauma.
Trauma.
Okay,
That's
I'll
the
take that
wrong
back.
word.
You're right. Well, yeah, we're a bit traumatized. It was a long 3 hours on the side of the highway at 34 degrees or whatever. So we haven't turned even 10 k's away now, and it's dropped to 140 already. We wouldn't have made it, Simon.
We'll never know.
You're going to be in the photo?
No. So, thanks to turning around to get fuel, because we missed the sign the first time. Welcome to the Outback. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Just for the record, we would have made it without turning around, it turned out, but trying to get Vicky to admit that was like pulling teeth. Anyway, luckily we had pre-booked a hotel in Cooper Pedy as we wanted to stay underground, and you can't camp underground, so we had booked a hotel, which was actually a absolute saving grace, given that we arrived just as it was getting dark. It was a big long day on the road and we were pretty over it, but the hotel was pretty amazing. Coober Pedy was not actually somewhere that we ever intended visiting. It was somewhere Vicky had never heard about until 2 days before, when I said, oh, maybe we should stay underground. And she was like, what? And I said, yeah, everyone lives underground there. And she was totally blown away. And we all ended up being absolutely blown away by the place itself. So you'll have to join us next week to discover what we found.
Follow us a-crockin' as we go around doors. For people in a camper with a Mexican dog. Mama in the mountains with a smile on her face. Papa in the ocean trying to find his pace.
We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz. We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz.
Follow us a-crockin' as we go around doors. For people in a camper with a Mexican dog. Daughter always dancing and singing a song. Son is always working and he's tagging along.
We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz. We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz. We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz. We're off to see Australia where the greylings of Oz.